series matchup. Every other matchup they have won.
For Optic,
they've had some close series throughout this, but there you can see it's 6-0 undefeated. Pred is just a madman. I don't know. It just feels like every time he is on this map, he's got to run a 2.0. He can easily take over. It is his home.
He can be an absolute freak here. What do you know? Shotzzy straight to the water as he'll look to make the play. Pushing through kind of right between that cut will be TJ, who try and get in behind. Not going to happen as Kenny is able to pick that up. To the depths goes Shotzzy. Now out to make a play, but the rest of his troops dropping.
Yeah, I mean, you see Carolina, they just kind of know Stump is up and Fellows able to win the gunfight. So you are just kind of out of the game there for 15 to 20 seconds. Carolina's able to earn some time. They pick up that pinch. TJ having a one-on-one, but Pred is going to take him down. A nice trade from Gwyn, and now we're focused on the left side of that mini-map over towards that P2 rotation.
So we know this has been a strength for Optic Texas. I mean, one way it's been banned quite a bit for them because they've been so good on having lost it. Carolina's only been able to play, I think like 2 or 3 times throughout the Stage 3 qualifiers targeted against them as well. But for Carolina team to struggle a lot in hardpoint, why do you think this map has worked for them?
I think they're just sort of well, Gwyn's had some insane moments on this map, right? Just sort of what it really is on this is if you control the middle of the map, you just can find so many easy kills, right? And that's where Optic, they thrive. It's just sort of control easy power positions, flood them coming into you, and then Shotzzy can go on, take a route, flip those spawns. It's just a map where this man can get lost. He really can. Yeah,
there's like level 2 headies like everywhere, right? Like all those power positions as you're talking about. But as he tries to get through the door, it's Clay and Fellow that are shutting it for now. Dashy and awkward timing as that'll be 2 now for Clay. And so far, so good for Carolina. We cast them here as of late. They have been strong. What, the one loss was to Toronto, right?
Yeah, 250 to 150, right around there when we were looking that up. So Toronto, a great sub-base team, but yeah, I mean, it's been a strong one they have relied on throughout the year, especially early in these series. But big kills here for Optic for this P3 rotation. Dashy just putting pressure on, able to win that one-on-one. You see what this does. Fellow Clay have to take such long routes where Gwyn just spawns. He is going to be out of play for the next 10 seconds before they even get to P3.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to probably try and take the chow, pick somebody up rotating from ult. He's got such a hike to get across. We'll see if they can deal from the player rotating out of the hard point. They're able to do that in Dashy. He should be spawning safe with his squad. But actually, he'll be spawning out. I thought he'd be spawning deep with them. He'll spawn in behind. So can he get there in time? Can he get shots in behind? So far, it looks like Shotzzy and Ken have been able to hold on.
And you're at least keeping them off the hill is Carolina. You still have Gwyn around, but Shotzzy with some great shots from up top. And now this is the problem with this map. You have to be careful if you're Carolina here. Do not overcommit. You see Kenny, you see Pred sticking around P2, trying to flip for this P4. Fellow's going to spawn up find one and then just kind of play his life so they can win this rotation.
Yeah, they were trying to set up the trap. It looks like you'll be okay for now if you're Royal Ravens, at least with 15 seconds left. You don't get pinned. You know what a major swing moment that can be. So they'll try to set up an answer. But it was a great start from Royal Ravens. You bounce back now if you're Optic Texas. You take the lead, go out in front. We'll get over to TJ's POV, maybe to see what kind of plays he's able to make. He's going to kind of be the point man now to deal with the pressure that's coming in. You got 2 Optic players starting to move on forward. Chance for Royal Ravens to hold.
In Carolina, have to be careful. You're really towards the front. They only have 2 players. That back spawn could be open for Optic. So let's see if they are aware of that. But so far, so good. But that is going to be 3 dead. Now pressure on Clay. And this is what I was talking about. Shotzzy's starting to get loose, using that movement. The close spawns are in for Carolina to try to look over this player on the hill. And they're able to find 2. So things slow down. It's just been this back and forth battle. Who's going to find the break?
That was a great job by Clay. Like, knowing everyone's dead, get forward, cut off like every angle where somebody might be able to pick you and rely on the boys to spawn in and then help you out, where it looked like it was going to be a really tough position with 3 down. They might get broken, but the close spawn does what it should. Clay able to make the play as he's just soaking up the time right now. 44 seconds in it before he drops. And you enjoy this 30-point lead. You get the final 10 to 15 seconds now if you're Optic. But what do you see on the minimap for next?
That's a huge kill right there by Pred on the Fellow. Just now they know where the spawns are. And you try to have them trapped on this right side for this P5. You would have loved to have that player out and win this rotation instead. You earn this scrap time. You're going to get set up for this P5 where you could really take over this game.
Well, we should have a lead change here. Lumia, they are set up to do just that. A couple of kills through for Royal Ravens, or maybe they can push off that and find an opening, but you'll have the troops here to deal with it, and Dash will be the first man up to try and shut this down. We'll get right back to his POV. Ravens. He's looking for number 3. He's got eyes on multiple. Just playing from second story. Coming through in the pinch is going to be Pred, who's finding the opening as Dashy kind of slows them down. Pred tries to put them down. 7-point advantage still for Royal Ravens, but nice sequence there for a moment for Texas.
And it feels like Carolina is really playing around sort of a 4 MCW setup here, right? I feel like sometimes you see Gwinner or TJ pull out, double rivals on specific kills, but maybe they're just trying to slow the pace down versus this Optic team so that when they get into these setups, they're not losing a crazy play. They're trying to slow the game down. Everyone can watch specific angles, and now they have this 30-point lead.
Well, I mean, that's how Optic Texas can play too. Like, kind of slow it down, get to their spots. Just lay on the kills. And a better chance to maybe pick some people. You haven't got an MCW in your hands, but we'll see if Pred can get the work, just able to dip and dive and get away with 24 HP. But as he got the little bit of scrap time there for your Royal Ravens, it's Optic Texas' turn to now try and go out in front again. 3 kills through. Clay, the last guy up to pick up. He's able to stay alive. What can he do with his life as the rest of the team coming in with the reinforcements? They're going to hunt him down.
Yeah, they're going to hunt him down because the other 3 spawn out. Shotzzy was able to make a play through the window, through that P2. He won on one-on-one. That put all the pressure onto Clay. TJ, though, able to find a double to get them off that hill. But this is what Optic's so good at, recovering, again, just playing around the kills, and now they have position for P2.
So we're basically through a set of rotations, just about a tie game. Any big adjustments maybe either team need to make?
No, it's really, to me, it's just a question of who is going to sort of chain 2 hills together so far. It's a back and forth. You're winning rotations. When you don't win it, you're rotating, getting set up. Everyone's had great holds.
Yeah, it's kind of the nature of sub base at times, right? Like, get into your setup, spawn them out, rack up the time, but it will be an Optic lead, and that'll continue to grow now as they've got a good setup here onto P2. Guy forward will be Gwen. He's trying to be the difference maker, maybe get in. Dashy will shut that down. We'll swap right over to his POV. It is not the easiest of shots, but he's able to pluck off TJ's head. Now, good job getting underneath, staying alive, trying to bait for the help to come in. Survives longer than maybe had any business doing, but it's a break right now, at least on the board for Royal Ravens.
Yeah, and Carolina's going to need this time. They push with 30 seconds left, so they're going to need this because the spawns did flip. But Optic up 25 right now, trying to take this map 1, stay undefeated. Let's go to a listen with Optic Texas.
Absolute P1. He's going dark. Dark going. Alright, dark going. I hear you.
I go one. Back up. AP2 fellow, one shot. Absolute. He jumped out front. TJ low.
Get top of spawn.
TJ real, watch out. I will up.
They go top side, that's it. I have left.
I can try to pick him up.
First guy, he's already still. 2.
I touched on every. I still good up.
Alright, dead, that shit.
I still.
35, one shot.
You need help.
Alright, dead. Alright, low left.
Time fellow dead.
Low left. They get spawned back.
Queen back left. Absolute time. Queen.
Yeah, they spawned 2. Alright, P1 Clay, bros. He's in server. In low server Clay.
In low server.
Yeah, it's low server. You need to kill this guy right.
What is
right.
P5? I'm playing for Clay. Where's he got left?
I don't see
Bottom server Clay, one shot. He went lockers, absolute.
I'll see on the right.
He went bottom server Clay. He went to top server now.
On you look. Put it there.
Alright, here's
TJ fellow. Lower TJ. I didn't hit him. Lower it.
Dead.
Nice shot. Nice shot, fella.
Make sure you're blocked.
I'm returning.
P5 fellow.
Yeah.
Watch out, literally pull it. Back
I'm
right. Back corner, watch out.
That's fine.
Try on P5.
They tunnel spawn.
I have P5 again.
Okay, boxes. That's fine.
P5 ditch, dead. I'm on shot. P5 on me again, I'm on shot.
I'm running out of AJ. I don't see him.
You got me, Brandon?
Lower Kelly dead.
One more.
Give me another one. I left him.
I think they went tunnel, Ken.
I'm tunnel.
I get P5.
Low server. TJ.
No more P5. I'm right across.
P1.
I got up, cancel that. P1, Gwyn.
It's a nail biter right now. 180. You heard the comms with Optic Texas. Let's kick it right over now to 1 with Carolina Royal Ravens.
Everyone's right on 5 top computers, guys.
Yep, once they're top there. We should probably rotate here. Mid-map, Shotzzy, mid-map.
Right as top computers.
Yeah, I stunned him.
That's it. Dead.
Top computers dead. I got him off his streak. I got him off his streak. Hill, one shot. That shit.
1 P2. Bottom P2. Gotta be loading.
Back P2.
I'm holding it.
I got full 6 vision.
Yeah, he's out. Top snow, going straight to God hitting.
Shotzzy weak top snow. He went God hitting.
I don't see
I'm gonna pinch P2, bro. I'm gonna pinch P2. One is P2 on you.
One trips on me, one top 10.
Top 10 got me, Brett. I'm staying alive. One top God hitting on me.
I spawned out computers, guys.
That's up to... I got Kenny on time. Computers. One's got Hitty, I think. One's got Hitty. He's top 10. Top 10 guys.
weak.
Top 10 guys.
Jumped out on hill weak.
Okay, I know. Top third, right?
Yeah,
Chad, our side time shots.
And top got Eddie. Top got Eddie.
All good, slow down.
Fred has a streak, right?
Yep. No, I killed him off. I killed him off. That Eddie Fred on one shot in. I'm gonna hit tunnel, bro. Unless you
Yeah, we're going tunnel. We're going tunnel.
I'll wait till
We have 20 seconds, guys.
Need to chain together some points, he said, Joe, and they look to be doing it here. 10 points needed for Optic Texas, and they pulled away in this map 1.
I mean, they have just taken over in the slaying category. Everybody on a spree, map control on the side of Optic Texas. They stay undefeated on subbase.
I think when we transition between the listen-ins, we were looking at a 180 to 180 score line, and just from that point forward, the absolute clamps go on to Royal Ravens. They dominate from that point forward. I think you heard in the listen at one point, like, Big Fellow was like, let's get a full 60 here, let's set up. And then, like, from that point forward, it was like death. Their setup fell apart. They weren't able to get any kind of hold to maybe make a late rally.
I just think, I mean, listen, you hit the P3 break from Carolina, but after that P4 hold, when we were on the listening, Pred was top snow, just slaying. You just saw they couldn't move. And then finally they have to flood through the front. They're able to adjust. It's just, this is what Optic does on this map.
Listen, it was a close one.
It was close,
like,
though, yeah.
You played them tough, and that was maybe your worry a little bit is that Carolina Royal Ravens, that's their one solid hard point. Maybe they come in and shocking. Granted, there were opportunities. It was tied at 180. But the confidence was there for Optic Texas. You know about the Vitoes. They thought they were the better team here. They're undefeated. They want to keep that streak going and assert their dominance, and they do that especially late in the game. But for the most part, it was, yeah, you hold, we hold, you hold, we hold, just back and forth throughout the course of it.
And I just think nobody wanted to make mistakes. Like, if you saw this out of Carolina, everyone's got an MCW out. You're playing all of these different angles. You're slowing the map down when you do get map control, forcing the other team to really have to take their time, fight over specific positions. The problem is Optic got out of those situations. On the other side for Carolina, again, around 180, we're going to get to that point, and then Pred just controlling top snow, top servers alongside Shotzzy. I mean, just the trap was on.
He goes on, what, I think 5 in a row before he drops his next life. I think it's 4 or 5 in a row. Pred taking over. I think like 10-1 stretch or so for him late in it, but you can see just the surge. It is so back and forth until just the final 2 hard points is Optic will lock it in.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the break comes in, right? You see 145, 151, there is a break. You had some points in for Optic, but you get the break out of Carolina. They're up to 180, and then that's where it stays. They just lost map control, can never get out of that trap. I mean, beautifully done by Optic.
Yeah, anytime like the lead was like carried through a couple of hard points, like it wasn't for much. It's like the lead stayed the same for the most part. That was the first time there was like kind of that big swing, and they closed it out. Now we get ready for Invasion, Search, and Destroy. You know, when this team first came together for the Carolina side, you know, we were wondering when the improvements were going to come there. They looked so good in hardpoint to start. They've, well, maybe fell off a little bit in hardpoint, but there's been some improvements in Search and Destroy, and why? Maybe a chance for an upset.
Well, that's really it. I mean, this Invasion has sort of been their go-to on the year, right? We saw last major. They had so many, like round 10, round 11, some big clutches. But you had some moments from them. But yeah, a focus has been the Search. Yeah, a drop off in the hard point, but got more competitive here.
You had to, because you like weren't winning any searches. Like, you need to get something going there. Talk to me a little bit about Optic though, and them in Search and Destroy.
Well, I mean, they've just been consistent as ever here in the Search and Destroy. Again, just really testing that map pool. They're probably happy here they get a Karachi rep, because if it goes to a game 5, because what, 9-2, they were like undefeated last stage on it. They were getting better and better, allow Shotzzy to really have this flow. I think a map like Invasion they let through, because this is a chance for them where, all right, if we're going to play a New York, if we're going to play a FaZe, we are without a doubt playing Invasion.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens, and like when we talk a lot about map pool and wanting to have a wider map pool and how important it is, because you're talking about some of these maps that like you haven't seen much if you're Optic, because you've been so good at them, whether it's like a Subbase or a Karachi, whatever it's been. When you're Carolina, you don't have a whole lot of choice. Like, you end up going to those. Like, yeah, it works out for them because they're pretty strong there, but you don't usually want to be playing the bread and butter of like one of the best teams in the league.
No, you do not.
But you just don't have choice.
Yeah, they don't have a choice. What? They veto Invasion control, so what's open? Optic's like, do we want to play High-Rise? You want to play Karachi? Like, Karachi, yeah, we're going to play Karachi.
Yeah. I mean, at the time, the best Karachi team in the game. We'll see if they can get that effort going forward. What was it, like 2-0 stretch for on Karachi for the Ravens as well, I believe, are the Major 3 qualifier?
2-1,
maybe? Okay. But they definitely had some bright spots there. We'll see what they're able to do. But yeah, kind of throughout this best of 5, it looks better for like Carolina that has in a lot of their series, just due to the fact that's what Optic wants to target as well. So we'll continue on to this. Get ready for the Invasion, Search, and Destroy. Ravens look to answer back now. Taking a look at Felony, S&D on land this season, 1.15. He had that crazy ace on Invasion. He had the situation he's calling the streak, comes up a little bit short on the time. Like, he had some heroic moments on this map in Mo. We'll see if he's got some more, if Optic have got this one of the bags. We now get rolling into the map 2.
Yeah, and this Invasion right now, 5-4 for Optic, but throughout the qualifiers, 2-0. So something they've been working on, getting better and better at, showed throughout these qualifiers. On the other side for Carolina, sitting at 1-1, but I don't think they played it very much because they just didn't have the choice to. It was one, again, at Major 2, they relied on.
Well, somebody they're going to need to really likely take over if they're going to get some upset victories here will be Gwyn. Rookie of the Year candidate. He has been spectacular when he is on point. We'll see what he is able to do, but they get the first blood. They have the 4v3 advantage. Pred taken out of this one now. It's just about executing. You get some information there if you're Gwyn. You might be able to isolate Shotzzy in the back before you work on getting this down. They're just trying to play for that. Able to do just that. Nice patience there. You get the eyes if you're Gwyn. Set one up for Clay.
Fellow now just trying to take the fight, at least force the trade. He does just that. TJ near the bomb and to start to plan. Dashy gets taken down, and that is just great patience. Reminds me of a New York round we saw earlier today where you find the first blood and you kind of just stop. Force the defense to have to make a play. It's on Shotzzy. He gets spotted trying to flank.
And maybe if you're trying to get bombed down in that moment, he does get through with the timing. And trying to make sure, yes, those timings do not happen, because if he gets in behind, Shotzzy gets to a position where he can kill maybe 2, 3, make an insane play. He's had those moments on this map. But there you spot him, and he thinks he's getting to his spot, just doesn't realize he's got a target on his back.
And a lot of the times you spot him, but it's like, who's going to run in there and maybe try to fight him?
Yeah.
So, but Clay just stayed patient, able to win that first offense.
Now Optic's turn. Take a crack at it. Pred got dropped in the opening moments of that round 1, in trouble there, but able to stay up. Now Shotzzy with a little duel of his own. He did get eyes, I think, for just a moment on TJ, who was coming in to maybe chow, but he's got a little bit of help here. They're going to try and work this 2-on-2 game. Stuns out, going to hit. Looks left, there's one on the right. TJ repositions, get the angle. That's a nice little dynamic 2v2 around the site.
I mean, rarely do you see a two-man setup the way we just saw from TJ and Gwyn. There is a quick trade, though, and it is going to get messy as Shotzzy's able to find 2 in the round. Fellow, though, through with the Renetti. Clay gonna shift on over. A smoke still to work with, 40 seconds to work with, and Kenny's gonna find Fellow now down to Clay. Able to find the first pre-fire for the second. He knows he's weak, can't get up top.
He's just trying to maybe get a different angle so he can get first bullet and catch him off guard. Not able to get the movement on point. And Optic will take the round, but Shotzzy with some bright moments there. I think his gunfight when he had like 12 HP, just able to scramble away.
Well, the fact that like there's not a pre-fire in at him, or a trade, but honestly, the TJ Gwyn sort of setup, normally there's one like mid-tank, but they're kind of on either side of the door watching both ways. Don't always see that, and I was afraid like the stun, if it hits one player, that player looks out the door one way. TJ was there for that trade, so nice little setup there, trying something, but Optic still with the win.
Gwyn was able to get the first blood last time they were on offense. We'll see if he can maybe find an opener for them again. But similar kind of setup. Just no early first blood. So still, again, all be about the execution here on the A site. With eyes on that, we'll go to Dashy, who's playing from the tank, has a trophy to work with. Can he get a line of sight to maybe get a kill? Pred just get away again. I think he knocked out like 40 HP in the last round. This time 7, but gets out. And then Kenny able to get the first blow into TJ. That'll be bombed down right on top of the site. And now your push and execution has come to a standstill.
Yeah, Kenny then now on 4 in a row. He's working through the flank with Shotzzy. There is the team shot. Gwyn is able to find 1, but Kenny, he finds number 6, I believe, gets the cruise as well. Great shots out of Kenny, and last year they were a little pissed off when that man was laughing on the stage. This year we're happy because he's on our team.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth? But Kenny shooting absolute beams out to 7-1, finding everybody. The opener on to TJ, and they're just challenging him one by one as he's singing through the round. Of a cruise to work with, massive advantage now over to Optic. As Kenny has been huge for this organization and a massive moment there. Just give them the edge 2-1, and we'll see when that streak comes into play. But he's got 7 of their 9 kills. Kenny is on a one-man mission.
Yeah, Pred and Dashy are hanging out. Dashy's probably got like 4,000 damage, though.
4,000 damage through 3.
Yeah.
Impressive stuff. But Gwen will follow up with that's his second first blood in this one. Last time it led to a round win. That was on offense. Can it lead to one here defensively? Clay will be the lone guy over towards B. As Kenny continues to inch forward, playing for info, but also probably just playing for a one-on-one. I'm sure the man's feeling himself right now.
Yeah, a bit of heat check, and he's just going to go for it, trying to find this player in Clay. Clay's going to need some help, some assistance here. He's like, hello, did he cross? I think he did, and now during the mid-tank push, Optic's able to find 2. Now Kenny is flanking, so there's just movement all over the map. I don't think Clay's going to have any idea Ken's going to be here.
Oh, that timing. Oh, it's absolutely atrocious, but he's somehow still alive. Ken continues to dance, able to get a bullet in, but will drop. What a weird one this is. Now to a 2 versus 2. TJ's got Pred locked on bomb, able to win that fight. They had a 4 versus 3. It fell apart, but still a chance to maybe close it out. It's all on to Dashy. So many clutch moments. Now the 1 versus 2, down to a 1v1. Dashy, Clay, 30 on the clock.
Yeah, it's just a question of, does Dashy check this bomb? Clay just trying to find the angle. He really hasn't peeked the angle quite yet. And there we go, Dashy with the beamer. I mean, Clay could have hopped that multiple times. He never checks it.
It's like the one pull side from Seller. Like he was never going to check that thing. He was set up. Dashy, just confidence that Clay's going to take the fight. He does just that, but that was a weird round. Like you get that first blood, we're all focused on the kind of push through for Kenny. He's on a heat check trying to take a one-on-one versus Clay because he's feeling himself. He ends up getting the whole way through without Clay seeing him somehow. He gets that awkward timing after a whole skirmish goes down mid. The map like flips on itself. That was a nutty one.
Yeah, and you had the first blood if you were Carolina. So one you just have to take advantage of, especially on a defense. Some cracks in the armor, and Optic take advantage. Kenny just going for a pre-fire, allows Shotzzy maybe to get into that spot, but TJ just runs at him. Just runs at him. Now Pred trying to get that trade. Sorry, it was Pred.
Where did he go?
In that spot, and there is the quick one. But you can see Carolina just playing so patient to get another first blood, waiting for Optic to find a trade.
Pred's leading the way in damage taken. That much I'm sure of. Like another time where he gets away with single-digit HP, just able to snap away. He gets another before he falls. Dashy to try to follow it up. A Felony with a big multi-kill as he's able to survive. Now to a 1 versus 1. Fellow. Shotzzy. Another wild moment in this game too. Bomb down between the players right now. And Shotzzy.
Yeah, if he checks this is some next level stuff out of Fellow, I'll be honest.
He's just tucked away, and he's got eyes on bomb, obviously. Very, very clear line of sight on that one, as you can see from the third person cam. Not going to check it. Shotzzy in the rafters. 4th round on the board now for Optic.
I couldn't think of 2 players with different play styles than those 2. I mean, yeah, Fellow, I doubt he's going to check this.
No, different wavelengths when he's on players, yeah.
Fellow, obviously a great search player, but Shotzzy just watching the bomb. Able to put his team up 4-1, but another first blood, and you lose the round after.
Yeah, I mean, you've done some of the hardest stuff, and like they've been like clean for the most part. I mean, what? Yeah, Gwen's was clean. TJ's there is clean. He's able to get away with his life. You've had great openers that are not traded. Nice tracking there and good help on the cross as Gwen gets the other. Okay, this is a little bit more of a first blood. You get the first 2 now. You have 4v2 advantage. This is one you cannot let slip away. You got to close this out. Stay in the fight here on the map too.
Yeah, you saw Fellow just sort of in between the rounds, talking to his team, trying to make adjustments. They have been through so much on the stage. Guys like Fellow, guys like Clay, been in these battles before against the green wall, and that's a clean round. Just a nice little hard counter through that push on Cafe.
Well, yeah, just sort of like, boys, we're all right. These are winnable rounds. We've gone down to, a couple of 1v1s. Or like a 1v2 for Dashy, I guess, but...
And then 5 first bloods, a 5-1 in that category.
Yeah, and that's... 4-2 scoreline's pretty painful when you have the 5-1 advantage. So what, Gwen has 3, TJ's got 2. And we continue on here. Kenny hasn't got a kill since that 7-1 start. He slowed down a bit, was kind of the powerhouse for them. Then the rest of the boys started to step on up. As Clay looks to get a little damage in there. It'll be tough to get the kill, but he gets a few headshots there onto Ken.
They spot Shotzzy crossing, so now maybe focus on isolating him. Ken wants to get into a position to help his teammate out. Shotzzy can be so difficult to deal with here inside of Broken. So many eyes on him on the other side of the map. It looks like Bomb's starting to work over towards A. That's going to be TJ again. So maybe just knowing there's 2 towards that B street, you think the A defense might be a little bit softer towards that spawn, and that is the right call.
Well, they were worried. He's checking Raptors. He was worried they got aggressive because they had no eyes on this side, right? Like you
just got to check it, you know?
Yeah, check everything because you had really no info. Shots at range from the rival. Good luck with that. But the way that Ken's been shooting, you're getting stunned up, so you can't get your health back. Very tough one-on-one for Gren. He's got 12 HP. Nice little peek there to win it, though. TJ manages to stay up. Clay tacks on another, and it's a clean round again from Carolina as the First Bloods, they're starting to play behind him.
Yeah, and it's just sort of this reaction. All right, we see 2B street. Let's force them. Let's get over towards the A-bomb control. Force some players out. What that does, that forces Ken through connector. You see TJ's ready on that. Gwen's got, you know, his crossfire. So they're playing these angles and these rotations well.
Well, I think you said it right at the beginning. Like, they saw Shotzzy cross. I'd just be like, all right, have fun.
Yeah, we're going to keep you over there.
Yeah, we're not playing hide and go seek in there. Yeah, we'll go to the other side. He can be so elusive. It's either he gets like caught in that spot and provides like nothing for the team, or he ends up killing 3. It just depends on the moment, but they opted not to deal with him. Go ahead and work the A site. Aggressive up the B street this time is Optic.
They might catch Ken on the cruise. He is very close to number 5. That's TJ, who's able to find the first blood. Everybody inside, you avoid this behind the aggression. Now Gwen is still caught. So he's going to have to try and get to his teammates, try to get out of there, but Shotzzy going to hunt him down. But I think you take that all day if you are Carolina. The cruise is invested, and you find one.
Yeah, you take it, but it shifts a little bit now that you answer back and put it into a 3 versus 3. Can you actually win the round? A crazy gunfight. A smoke is out. Shotzzy through the smoke, able to win 1. Pistol hits now for Dashy. Felony left by himself in a 1 versus 2 now. He's going to drop, and it is another round where you get the first blood and then the wheels come off. Granted, you got some info behind the streak. You're able to get them out of some power spots, but like it's another first blood that slips away.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, you know, TJ gets aggressive again towards back DVD, and then I think Clay just gets some bad timing. He's trying to get into a spot to help his teammate out through the smoke, and then Ken just walks up the street, gets a freebie, and then they just sort of know where fellow plays. So able to watch that pinch. I think Clay just a little impatient there. Not really know, do I help him out, do I not? And while that happens, he got caught.
Call of Duty in a nutshell. One more round needed now for the 2-0 edge here for Optic Texas. Tread spot in the cross. And so play from mid, MCW in hand. He's had some tough fights in the early going. I think he's had like 3 or 4 first deaths, but he's also been elusive when he's needed to be. The Shotzi's POV will be playing deep now. He's on 3 in a row. Some shots through from Gwen. Gets him to about half HP. Just trying to stun for info, and it looks like
I think that might have been the smoke, because you see TJ, after that doesn't go down, they kind of wrap. They're able to catch Ken in the spawn.
I was wondering if that's what it was.
I think the trophy catches that. They're like, we cannot push this. Now middle of the tape, Pred locking it down with Dashy. Shotzzy going to get aggressive, and on rotation behind another first blood for Carolina. It looks like Optic going to win the round and go up 2-0.
I think you are spot on. Trophy eats the smoke, plan falls apart, but yeah, you end up with what? 7 first bloods?
I might have been 8. 8? I think it was 8-1. Yeah, 8-1 in the first blood category.
8-1 in first bloods, and you lose 6-3. That is a tough one if you're Carolina, but also show maybe the resilience there for Optic as they're able to bring it back when down players and clutch up to take the map 2 and go up 2-0, but yeah, that's about as offside it's going to get from like a first blood into round win ratio. Yeah, that's unbelievable.
That conversion rate is way down. I will tell you that. As you just look at the scoreboard, you would not think this is a 6-3, but it is a very back and forth battle. But I mean, Optic with their playmakers able to find multi-kills. When it gets a little crazy, their players staying alive, and in every clutch scenario able to win the round.
Fantastic job there from Optic Texas, from man down positions, taking rounds, taking it 6-3. It was a close one to the map one until they ran away with it around the 180 mark. I guess, I mean, it felt like more back and forth than it actually was, I guess, in the search and destroy. Like, it felt so tight, I think, just because the number of times that it felt like you had advantage if you were Carolina, but ends up being 6-3, ends up being kind of a resounding win. You're in control of the series. You're looking good. The upset potential has seemed to be there for Carolina, seems to be walking out the door.
I mean, again, your chances are here. You play 180 to 180 in the hard point, and then you just door slam shut. You get 8 first bloods to 1. Every opportunity in the world again, and opt to just take over with their raw talent.
Yeah, the talent taking over right now. You can see the firepower certainly there on the Optic Texas side as they continue to rip and roar, looking for a major 3 victory. But this is just step 1, looking to get past Carolina. We move on to the control after this quick break.
Upgrade your game with the Scuf, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Scuf Gaming is doing an ultimate giveaway where you and a friend can win a chance to go to COD Champs this year. The giveaway includes 2 VIP tickets, travel expenses, and more. To enter, scan the QR code on the page or go to scuf.co/CDL and enter your email. Terms and conditions apply. Scuf Gaming is doing an ultimate giveaway where you and a friend can win. Scuf Gaming is doing an ultimate giveaway where you and a friend can win a chance to go to.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Hello and welcome back to Toronto. We continue on as the fans get ready to go here for what could be our final map. We'll see if Optic can close it out in 3-0 fashion. Well, a couple chances maybe for upsets across the board today when you think about our 4 matches. Some tough round 1 matchups, so far the top 4 teams handling business. You thought maybe Ravens chance to upset the first two. The opportunities were there. I know you've got some fundamentals in search and destroy. I know you were a little peeved with how the first blood conversion ratio was going.
I mean, it's just one of those things you go back and watch, just figure out what you wanted to do after the first blood. Just feel like they were not on the same page, Carolina, but into the Karachi control. You see here, I mean, Optic has not played this in a long time. They played it once throughout the Major 3 qualifiers. Normally teams veto it, and you see why. On the other side for Carolina, though, they've been trying to find more success in these respawns. They've been 2-1 throughout these qualifiers.
And it's one of those things, I mean, yeah, okay, you haven't had it in an official match. You're still scrimming it. I'm sure they're still staying in form. But it's a little different when you're not playing it like in the actual official match. So we'll see if they still have the sauce. Are they still the best Karachi control team? Are they able to bring the Thunder here and get it going early against Royal Ravens and shut this series down? As it's a 3-man hit towards top 3. We'll see now if Shotzzy can go over the top. Is Kenny and Pred able to find openers?
Yeah, you're going to have Pred already put pressure over towards B. And sort of Shotzzy, due to that, just kind of play around the spawn. So Pred just going to slay middle of the map. You have nobody on the objective at the moment. Kenny's getting to that spot, and Shotzzy, he's just going to be annoying.
And those are the kills, do they just get under your skin? The more of those that happen and you just see a kill cam, you're like walking by somebody, they're posted up, just shooting you in the back. But Pred looks to win one. Dashy there with the help as he's able to line up a double. Progression there at A.
And this is what Pred and Shotzzy do at times like this. You're going to check it again, and TJ back on spawn as Shotzzy just continues. And if it's not Shotzzy, it's his duo in Pred. They are such good at roaming and slaying around the map this entire time. You've had Kenny and Dashy just work on the objective.
Yeah, and the progress will be through. The minute extension about to be in, and we'll see if they can now bring it on to B. You've got two people backed up trying to deal with this. Kenny trying to finesse. He's in kind of a 1-on-2 there until maybe the help gets through. A wall bang is in from Pred. He's going to pop dead. He's 4-0, so a good start from him here. Maybe a chance to get a cruise. Thought maybe one there if his teammate Dashy dropped, but he was up to the gunfights. He moves to 3 straight. You got 3 basically stacked on Diner, 1 spawning up back alley, trying to set up a kind of pinch here. Will be Shotzzy working back alley. What kind of work can he do as the rest are working their way up through red?
Yeah, nice stun by Dwin to be able to catch him. Challenge that well, but they are down 6 lives. So Carolina, they have to use that first kill and start to get some aggression inside of red, but Kenny holding the line. Next player up is going to be Fellow. Didn't have the crossfire now with Gwyn. So doing a good job, but already through the back will be Kenny, but they're able to find 3.
Yeah, it's one where you kind of snap the next gunfight. You think you have 1 done. Doesn't end up getting any, but yeah, the presence has been here. The aggression has been here. Still leading by 5 lives. It just takes one big moment where you start to transition this onto the point and things start to unravel. You really just get one person across, though. It's Kenny. It's going to be the lone man.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that you got these close red spawns, Optic. You had TJ inside of red, but with nobody inside of junk, it's always an option. There we go. Now they're going to spawn out. TJ going to start to get aggressive. Dashy's still there in Carolina. They've stabilized well, only down a life.
Yeah, I mean, since this has gotten really to the B attack, and since you had a pretty good position set of red early on for Optic Texas, I thought it was simply going to be a matter of time, but you really have stabilized. You slow this down, you put the clamps on, but now another chance here. Shotzzy looks to make the plays. He pushes in.
Yeah, as soon as that spawn comes in for Gwyn, Fellow turns, starts shooting. He knows Shotzzy in this position. Now he's got a little help from Dashy, so Carolina trying to sandwich them early before the reinforcements get there, and they're able to do so. It's what makes Optic so dangerous on this map. Players like Shotzzy and Pred finding those routes, but you're now on 4 in a row. If you're TJ, maybe you can carry that into a 5 or 6.
Yeah, solid job here. There's number 5. Relias teammates are going to make the play. He's trying to get back to full HP. Doesn't get back to full, but doesn't need all the HP. He'll earn a cruise. The defense there at Diner is perfect. Not a point given up, or a tick, I should say. There on the Diner control, but and the fact that you're able to earn this cruise. I mean, honestly, I thought with like how it was going early on and just the positions, all the kills coming through for Pred and Shotzzy, it seemed like they had all the position in the world for a transition and setup, maybe onto Diner, but calm, cool, collected.
And that's just why it's easier when there's 1 point left for the defense, right? There's less map for those players to roam around, to take routes. It's just sort of that singular objective that you can set up in. And you had those close spawns at times for Optic, but you not get through red, at least cleanly. So nice job by Ravens.
Let's see if Ravens have any more success on the sides. You'll carry that streak in if you're TJ, but Pred will quickly put him to bed. Almost getting put on skates, I thought for a second was Gwyn, but he's able to re-snap and center or at least get 1. But the rest of the kill is going to go the way of Optic Texas. number 3, and Pred, just a guy kind of lurking, looking to maybe make a play as you start to fan out for Royal Ravens. He's got a chance to come up behind really anybody at this point.
Yeah, they have to know. You see 7 and 8 trying to check corners, look for him. It looks like Fellow's able to spot him. TJ working through the rest of the map, but they get onto the objective with 2 players, so progress being done. Gwyn just watching over, but it's going to be Shotzzy on the flank, maybe to shut this down.
We'll see how many he can get. Already able to lock down 1. Second bit of progression, though, will be done before they're cleared off of it. Everybody basically wiped off the board except for TJ, who's still trying to finesse. Good luck with that one. You see the top of Dashy's dome before he peels you out of this and sends you back to spawn. Still 45 seconds remaining as you look for the extension, but still dealing with Shotzzy who's lurking.
This guy flanks, runs back to the base, gets behind the door. The stun connects. Clay doesn't check it. Just so hard to deal with. They still have to get A.
You thought a pretty good defense once you held on to B. Pretty satisfied with that, but yes, you need to answer and at least get A. You got somebody onto it now, so you pause the clock with 31 seconds. Off the top rope is going to go Shotzzy, who's trying to collapse on this. They're able to clear TJ out of it now. On the other side of it, you're going to have a 1 versus 1. Able to win that. That'll be number 7 in Felony, who's able to take it, pause the clock again. You get out to mid-map. All the kills go through for Carolina Royal Ravens. So now an interesting moment here, Joe.
Yeah, now Gwyn's going to try to get here to help his teammate out. He gets there quickly, but he's not done up. They're going to try to use the cruise to help out Fellow. 1 tick is in. It's going to connect with 2. Clay is here now. Pred, the last player alive for Optic.
He got some progression done here. Second bit nearly here. 3 people now stacking it, looking to rip and roar and close out this second round. Just a second to go. And Royal Ravens behind the cruise, the mid-map plays. Shock him in the round 2 to take the offense, and they are going toe-to-toe with Optic here.
I mean, props to Carolina, the way they set that up, but it was really Fellow. He knew he was the lone player. He was able to spot Dashy. He knew the route that he was taking. The rest of the team, they were Coop side. They were trying to find the players lurking top 3 from Optic, or they're thinking about going towards A. As soon as Fellow gets on B, they're like, all right, how do we get to our teammate? Able to use that cruise, and that turns into an offensive round win.
Yeah, I was worried it was going to fall apart when Gwyn. I thought Gwyn had like a freebie at
Me
first.
too. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
No, I know. It's like, did you not see him? It looks so weird as we transition. Maybe it was just for us, but I was like, oh, he's got a kill there. Good help. And then I thought it was going to fall apart, and suddenly, no. They're able to strike again. You carry, 4 over, make it 5 now for Felony. Won't be able to earn a cruise. Well, you got a lot out of TJ's, obviously, as he was able to take out 2. Just sort of flooding over towards Diner, but you don't get a second one to work with. Last time, you're able to get A pretty easily here for your Optic Texas, but just could not find an opening in the armor of the B defense for Royal Ravens. Clay working on a streak as well. Just 3 still work to do. As we'll get back to TJ here at mid-map. He's having a hell of a map, 15 and 10.
For TJ to get onto the point. So nice little teamwork, sort of covering fire. Preddy's on 5 in a row. Dashy gonna win that gunfight. Gwyn just been playing safe, and then of course, if it's not Shotzzy, it's Pred in your base.
Yeah, Pred, he's thinking 6, but shooting through the chain link fences could always be the hardest thing in the world. He doesn't get the kill the first time. Clay able to chow then, so that'll be no streak through. Now, Shotzzy, Daddy out, looking, lurking, killing as TJ's going to drop.
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody here on B from Carolina, just due to Shotzi's play. They are so far out. You still have Gwyn hanging out junk. Clay's gonna get caught, and now you're relying on Gwyn to make the play. They're trying to find him. That's Dashy. Fellow with the stun is like, all right, we got rid of Shotzzy. But again, just waiting on Gwyn. They're able to spot him. But he's at least finds 1, so I guess you deal with this.
I mean, they got Carolina spawning like they're the offense there for a while. Like they had them out due to the setup, but you're trying to get back in. Such a good job holding this last time. We'll see if you'll be able to do it again on to B. Shotzzy fighting, pistol dropping 1, can't quite get prone in time, so Clay will be able to trade that out. You've had enough bodies here to make sure there's no progress, but you've got that close red spawn. You keep funneling it through and continue to try and do damage, and there's your chance.
And that's just it, and you were up 5 lives. So these funnels, the trades going their way, that is the advantage. You finally stack this point, does Optic. Have multiple players on it. Gwyn trying to work the pinch. 3 players. Shotzzy still finding spawn kills. There is 1 kill through, but Carolina not going to get there in time.
Yeah, you got like the ultimate setup there. You got exactly what you were looking for with Shotzzy's position combined with the rest of the team just spawning an absolute Narnia is Carolina as they're trying to battle back, but it's like you spend such an effort battling back. By then it's like, yeah, red's wide open, obviously, and things just, it's just eventually it's going to fall apart once you get to that position.
Yeah, I think they had one chance, but once those red spawns came in, you got the 3 dead right away. Like, there was the opportunity. Once they got Shotzzy out of their spawn, they were trying to get over that dumpster and get set up Cafe, but they just get caught. Just looks so annoying to play against. These two players who...
They're so good. They're so good.
They're good at, yeah, and I don't even know if it's the right play at times. They have chances to stack the point, but it leads to round wins.
Yeah, and you got the win there, and you're in control of the series is what matters. But you need to get this round if you're going to go to a round 5. Shotzzy still hit as he works to get back to even. On the point for now will be TJ. He tries to get in some objective work and wins another up close and personal fight. Right over to a drop shot there from Gwen, but Shotzzy is prepared for it. Working towards that second bit of progress. It's close. TJ just trying to step, maybe get that done. Not able to do it as Shotzzy. He's got the height. Woohoo! All over the map.
And this is why people don't play them on this map, because now you just lose Shotzzy. From top 3, now in a chicken coop. 1 kill does go down, so maybe you transition. Huge kills by Kenny. Not able to find the 3rd, but if he goes down to that first player there is a chance for that B point to be open.
Yeah.
You finally deal with Shotzzy, and I think you can get onto A.
Maybe an opportunity. Now his fellow is able to win a tough one. Dashy, though, still set up here at the car. He'll get dropped. And now the presence is here, or is it? Because you still have Shotzzy alive. Kin from top AC able to take one down as well. Lurking in behind, though, is going to be Gwen. Did they lose him in this madness? It seems they may have.
Yeah, they might know someone is here. You get the progress done. Number 1 in Kenny, though, going to go on that pinch. So 2 dead. The transition could be here for Carolina. He's going to get on to B. Maybe distract the players off spawn.
We'll see what they end up opting to do. You're winning the fight still at mid-map and right back onto this if you're a TJ.
Okay, so yeah, okay, looks like number 4, Dashy, is going to ask for Kenny to back on up and help him.
Yeah, I think you got on this like right before they were on A, so they should have realized the gig was up. And it looks like that will be the case. He's able to get 1 bit of progress done. You'll also finish A. You've got everybody backed up to Diner. You deal with TJ, who's the point man now for Carolina Royal Ravens. So you got 90 seconds to work with. Lives-wise, you got a 4 life advantage if you're Optic Texas, so advantage is there for you. Just 2 ticks needed right now for Royal Ravens. And what? You're looking at a round 5 defense if we go that way because, well, they just got 3 the first time through, right, if you're Optic.
Play did he get picked by Kenny. That's 5 in a row for Ken. Not going to find the 6. Good trade. But it's got to be cleaner here for Carolina. Down 4 lives with Fellow through the middle of the map and controlling top AC. Maybe that's where it starts.
Here we go. The push is going to start. Gwen just trying to get back to full HP. I think a stun hit him for a second there. TJ, the same thing can be said. He's trying to get on forward. 2 people looking over him. Crawling forward to take the first fight. He's able to find it and able to pounce TJ. Just popping up, and a 3rd will drop. He's weak. 4th falls as well, and they are stacking the point. Round 5 may not matter. Just trying to shut him down. Ali, looks like this series is going a bit deeper to a map 4. We go as Carolina's strike.
And that was just well played by Carolina on their attacks. Just both times, there's a couple of moments where, again, Optic is in their spawn. They're keeping it hectic. You can hardly get onto the A point, and then someone finds a kill or 2, maybe put some pressure over towards B. In the transition from A to B, so clean out of them to set that play up. And then TJ just knowing all the spots to check.
TJ, he's been playing well, but like this is like, I thought it was going to be the same as like the first 2 maps. Like you play them tough, it gets away from you, you lose it. It's 3-0, and all we're talking about is, oh, Carolina got 3-0, but they play them very tough on each map. Like, but this, you come in and get the victory. You brush off maybe the first bloods you threw away in that map too, and you're able to get the victory there. As you said, it's been a long time really since Optic got a rep in an official match there on Karachi Control, and Carolina make them pay.
No, I think obviously the first offense was just job well done with the crews on that transition. I mean, for Optic, a lot of the times it felt like you got what you wanted. You got Shotzzy loss, you got Pred loss. It looks so difficult to play some of these situations from the Ravens POV. Just how do you deal with this time and time again? But when the openings were there, they found those kills. That's when they took advantage of it.
Yeah, well, when they simplified the game, I think. Like, once they like knew where all 4 players were, and it became this sort of like 4-on-4 fight. Like, you think about the round 1 defense, or you think about the moments there at the end of that. But it's not like the 2 points and people getting lost and tracking people down and tracking names. It just became like the 4-on-4, and they took their time and set it up. I mean, it was effective. They were executing.
Just waiting for that right moment. And now we go to a Rio Hardpoint where it hasn't been great for Carolina, but this may be one of the weaker maps on the Optic Texas side, right? 3 and 4 on the year in an opening. I mean, you picked this if you were Carolina for a reason.
Carolina, I mean, the times that we've cast in there and they've found their victories, I feel like it's usually been a hot start by TJ and Gwen. They've sort of been the leaders.
Well, that's their search. Their Rio search is insane.
Well, yeah, but no, even though we've cast some real hard point, like when Gwen and TJ are popping off, like that is when they've been able to find the few wins they have. And TJ, I mean, the way he's been playing, at least in that map 3, you feel good about it. Now, can Gwen step up on the main stage? We know how hypercritical of himself he can be, but God, he can bring it. As we continue on now, if you're going to get this done for Carolina, you've got to take it in a reverse sweep fashion, maybe get it to a Karachi search and destroy. But you finally get to be in a winner's bracket. Do you really get to kind of flip the bracket now, throw things on its head if you can somehow pull away a win here?
I mean, yeah, you absolutely would. But they still got more work to do.
They do, lots of work, lots of work.
I mean, Optic sort of got a lock back here on this Rio Hardpoint. You probably don't hate to play this. You have the talent. No matter what, if you are Optic, and that shined through the first 2 maps.
Yeah, it's like a weird one because, you know, if you think about it, like what is holding Optic back right now? You haven't lost to anybody but FaZe, right, in months. You are going to be playing Rio Hardpoint, but it's still one you think about the rest of the competition. The rest of teams you need to be. It's one you want to improve on for sure, but yeah, one you're more than likely going to be banning.
Yeah, I mean, Major 3 qualifiers, they only played it one time, so 0-1. On the other side there for Carolina, 0-2. But you can see, but hardpoint metrics, one of those losses for Texas. Again, we're on this Rio, but 4-9 for Carolina, but the plus minus, that plus 40, that is very strong there from Optic.
They've definitely been the better hardpoint team, I mean, without question. And one of the big things that we talked about, I mean, you get that map 1 win, it's really been their improvements there, I think, has been the big talking point. Just been the map 1s have been a lot better, but that's also, it's not just map 1s, just in general, it means your hardpoint's improving. It's not like that's always your pick or always the opposition's pick. You get a variety, depending on who you're matching up against and or how the league schedule goes. They've been improving in the mode. Now can they close it out here? Or, I mean, I know most fans probably in the venue aren't about it, but map 5 sounds kind of fun to close out the night. They're like, close this out, let's get it done, let's move on. Let's prep for Saturday.
Yeah, and they really haven't had this sort of, for Optic, they have controlled the first days very well. Winners round 1s, Shotzzy and Dashy have been dominating on Thursdays at tournaments.
That's like
they haven't had this threat.
Yeah, he tweeted out the Thursday stat line. They've been unbelievable. They've dominated, but can they shut it down here? I'm going to have eyes on Gwen and TJ on one side to be the playmakers for this squad. We'll see if they'll be able to do it. The first engagement with TJ and Shotzzy, it'll be an awkward one, but it's Fellow trying to trade it back into the point first and starting to rack up some time will be Optic Texas. As they let one slip away, now can they put the clamps on, close it out?
A nice start here for Optic. Dashy watching over his teammates, and just too many bodies there for Fellow to deal with. Pred now able to find a double already, 30-0 for Optic.
Yeah, this is about everything you would want, because you know how difficult it can be to get time at P2 the first time through. No trophies, you're getting smoked a lot of times with nades getting through. Or if you got one down, can it deal with everything that's coming at you? But they're going to get their setup. Can you answer back though? Because there's going to be 50 seconds at P1. That's godlike to start this off.
We've seen that at times, but usually not the break. Pred now trying to take a round. He's going to find Clay. That will give them those back spawns. So Carolina didn't have to adjust, but it looks like Kenny still spawns out. Now maybe with that one, yeah, they should have the spawns. Now going to start their break push.
Yeah, I mean, you got pushed all the way out to garage, so you got what you want if you're Royal Ravens for one side of it, but now can you deal with the pressure from the other end? So far, so good. TJ going massive. They smoke them. Fellow finds the third, and I mean, that's what you want. That's what keeps some of the utility away from the point. Push out garage side, deal with it, get the setup you want. It's 3 straight for Fellow, 3 straight for TJ. Nice little 6-1 start for Fellow.
And Gwen goes all the way through boxes, picking up middle of the map flank. And he's going to go right back towards lobby because they want to rotate. They want spawns for new. So I think you do a pretty darn good job. Now Optic, they will take those 15 seconds all day on that scrap time, but there was an opportunity for Carolina to keep them pinned back there, get all of that time and win rotation over to P3, but you keep a 30-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, you win on both sides a little bit, I guess. Well, okay, if you can get this time early. If you're Royal Ravens, you give up that 15 to 20. Now can you secure a lot of time here at third? But as some of the openers come through for Dashy and Shotzzy, that might not be the case. You're at least able to take down one if you are Clay. Shotzzy will be through on the trade. You get a little breathing room here for a moment. A bit of a split spawn, I think, for a second for Optic Texas. You got one out on the other side of it's Dashy. Everybody else hitting through the back.
Yeah, I don't know if Carolina's going to be able to read this. No, Fellow actually does.
Sure
Fellow
does.
turns, was ready for that spawn, ready for that route, and Fellow goes massive 8-3 to start for Fellow. As they recover on this rotation, I thought maybe with Shotzzy getting them those close spawns, they were going to flood on through.
I think oftentimes, I swear to God, when we've been talking about there's been a spawn or something, you're like, I don't know if they're going to read this. Like a split spawn, it's been like Fellow that's picked it up. I swear, I mean, he's on his game. We know
They just know it's an option.
Yeah. They're ready to deal with it. And now lead change as Carolina Royal Ravens will go back in front, but a tight one, obviously, here early on. You see the lock bottom left of the map getting ready to pop near Garage, and early on, you're looking to chain maybe 3 and 4 together if you're Carolina Royal Ravens. In this, if you think at least of the sub base, something they really struggled to do was put together 2 body of work in a hard point. Chance to maybe do it here, but here comes the onslaught now of Optic Texas.
Yeah, what's the timing going to be like on the pinch? Shotzzy's going to win it, so it's a 2-on-2, and you have no idea where Shotzzy is. He's spawning your teammates out. There was a chance for Gwyn to win that 1-on-1, and now from up top, it's going to lead to an Optic break. There is a stun. Fellow was on 5 in a row, but you disrupt the setup from Carolina.
Yeah, I think you're happy if you're Optic Texas that you break this up.
What the hell?
I think you're happy if you're Royal Ravens and you sort of at least keep them out of the point. Don't let it give you time. Keep it a bit scrappy, but it's still going to be Fellow leading the way at 13-5. The monster moment there for Gwyn. You take a 40-point lead, and now we hop all the way up the bridge side.
I mean, you had, what, 50 points from the first hill? Since then, 17, and Carolina have taken over on this rotation. Fellow already in a great spot for that trade as he is still double positive having a map.
Can you chain together 3 now? If you're Royal Ravens, or this is when Optic maybe start to answer back. Shotzzy, he's been spotted, thinks he's tucked away in the bush, but he repositions a little bit deeper, and then the help gets there from Clay. So, I mean, if you're Carolina, at least you haven't allowed them to get much time here early on. You get 10 to 12 seconds, but then you've had a fight here. You've had a contest here. This has been a really solid 2 to 3 minutes out of Carolina Royal Ravens, but still very much in this fight right now if you're Optic. 30 seconds left to go, and yeah, you'll take that break. You'll take that time. Great stretch here from Carolina.
And now Gwyn is in a spot for this rotation over towards P1. They're still finding kills at ult. TJ trying to get aggressive, will stagger the push. What is the timing going to be like for Gwyn? I thought he was just going to lurk, stay on P1. He tries to get aggressive and get aggro. So that will find an opening, for Optic to get back to this P1 where they were so good to start this game.
I mean, he was going to have so much to deal with, but yeah, he'd love for him to maybe just be tucked away, get a kill, maybe surprise too. Instead, they're able to push out behind that kill onto Gwyn, and now your chance to, in the second set of rotations here, to kind of flip the script, start to rally some points for your Optic Texas. Like, what do they need to improve on? Because it felt like Royal Ravens were a step ahead throughout that entire first set.
Well, I think really it's just a P3, P4, right? You have to be able to win one of those rotations.
You got 50 seconds on P1, then 45 on the rest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to me, it's a P3, P4. I think they did a good job at P2, not having spawns, finding time, and getting the break. Can they win that rotation later in those hills?
We'll see if Optic Texas can now pick it up, get this one to be a bit tighter. So far, so good. I mean, they dominated the P1. That's been the one they have locked down. 3 through now on the feed. As they start to fan out, get position, keep Carolina spawning out wide left, as they've been able to do on the minimap so far. Rotating early to bottom will be Shotzzy as he gets set up for that P2. The rest of the team positioning or transitioning now through mid-map. Got a 2-on-2. For the next bit of control, but it's Fellow. Clay able to set it up. Shotzzy, though, lurking and tucked away in a corner, able to win it as the SMGs pop it off quickly here for Optic Texas.
Yeah, but Fellow almost able to win that second one. I thought if he wins that, he would have got his team spawns. So you recover behind Shotzzy's play. He's up to 21, and now Pred reading the routes that Carolina are taking. Almost gets caught reloading, but has the pistol.
That's one of those moments, like you let your teammates take some fights, they lose them, sure, but you're just ready and waiting, chomping at the bit. The triple from Shotzzy, so big, and now it's 5 in a row. Looking to maybe get a streak, but that's not going to happen as the utility hits. He will drop, stuns popping everywhere. Dashy trying to battle from the back, step as long as he can, but he will fall. We have a 12-point game right now as Optic have made the rally. And it's reminding you now a little bit of that game one, at least when you think about the score line, as we got to what, a 180-180 tie. But it's Gwyn who's also on 5 in a row. Will he be able to maybe earn that streak? That'll be the number 6 on the minimap, and he looks to have an opening. So he's going to be the one rotating off ult. He might be able to get the streak as he lurks in from behind. We'll hop to his POV for a moment, just see what kind of timing he's going to get. There's number 6. There, I thought number 7, but the movement there from Shotzzy to win the fight.
Yeah, you do get spawns though if you're Carolina. I think you get a little bit lucky to be spawning close here, but Optic able to read it, able to find this fight, and this is what they needed to be better here. So far they have been. You were hoping Gwyn timed it well, but instead it was the opposite. It was a bad timing for him on that long route, but he's just gonna try to fight on right through with it, TJ, to get on the point, but Optic now in the lead.
Yeah, it's one of those things when you're rotating off of ult, like, does it end up being perfect timing, or are you there just a little bit too late? I mean, at least he gets the streak. Maybe he'll be able to do something with that as we get later into this one, but it's been all Optic Texas in this second set. You're enjoying the 25-point advantage, and it is growing. You'll give up the final 15 or so. If you're Royal Ravens, you'll rotate, maybe try to stop the bleeding. The game's gotten away from you a little bit. Take a deep breath, try to answer back as Optic have started to roll. Into the hard point, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, if Carolina, they would love to hang on to that cruise for P5, but if they can take this cleanly and save that cruise, but it may not happen. Dashy with a triple, and now you might be relying on Gwyn, because Shotzzy was going on a crazy route, and yeah, you're gonna get this out. This is not what Carolina wanted. You wanted to win that rotation, use this at P5 to break it, and have that lead. Instead, you have to invest it early.
You get him out of the point at least, but yeah, things unraveling late in the hard point, similar to the map 1. We'll see if Royal Ravens can come alive, or if Optic will just close this out. They'll rally right back into the point. Felony tries to hit over the top and get them out. 20 seconds remaining on the point. He'd love to get this time just to get it close, but Shotzzy, another multi-kill for him, and you rally right back into it. You'll be at what? Around 220, up 60 as we get ready, and getting close to that point, but you really got to be perfect now if you're Carolina.
No, you do. Yeah, they're going to have rotation over towards B5, but they need to slow down Shotzzy, 29 and 18. His timings have been on point throughout this second rotation. He does get taken down as Optic try to fight for top middle control, but Carolina with a nice start.
This is what they needed, just like a moment to breathe. It felt like the game almost got like a little too fast for them there for a moment. Like they were no longer ahead on the rotations when they were playing from behind. Just seems that they kept being on the short end of it. Can they continue to hold? It was a scrappy P5 last time we were here. Up over the top goes Shotzzy. Another multi-kill for him. Up to 31. Everything hitting him. About 72 stuns and nades going to connect onto him, but you get right back into it. 20 points are needed to get broken there. Too easy if you're Carolina.
Yeah, and then every couple of seconds is going to hurt Carolina. It's going to put the pressure on as Pred controlling this bridge. Throwing his nades, able to find another one. 1 HP is Shotzzy. Forces Clay out of position, but able to hit the Renetti shots. It will be a 3 dead. Up towards top middle on rotation. Dashy's going to be the first one at P1.
Can they deal with him efficiently? The answer is a resounding no. Dashy able to get 2, and then the help comes in. Pred able to get there, and maybe a sequence where you can rally this to top mid and make a run. If you are Carolina, it's not going to be the case. They get to 180 again, and then they're not seeing another point. Optic Texas looking to lock him out here, close it out, and move on.
And they do just that. They win both of the hard points. It was close. Carolina played them up to a point, 75% of the map.
Yeah.
But then it's just a couple of situations that go Optic's way. Really, that P3 where Gwyn is holding at ult, tries to flank through the mid, and while that happens, his teammates die. They get broke, and then that P4 rotation where they have the early setup. Then you have to use the cruise.
And before that, like Shotzzy's triple sort of to get him going as he set them up for the P2. And it just feels like, you know, when they were a step ahead, like when it was playing at their pace, when they were in their spots, it looked really good for Royal Ravens. And like Shotzzy was kind of struggling to get going. As soon as like the map opens up for him, my God, he is a tear on the map. He starts to absolutely pick them apart, leads the team in damage, puts up 32 there in the map 4. Had some huge multi-kills, nearly 90 seconds on the clock in the hard point as well, as he puts on one incredible performance. And on the other side of it for Royal Ravens, I mean, you're looking back at some of these hard points in the Search to Destroy and thinking, damn, we played them so tough we could have won these maps. 100%.
I mean, you just see the second, P2, P3, P4, you get 8 points.
You just plateau.
You plateau where